Hello and welcome to your video that is all about setting yourself up before you do a pelvic floor contraction. So this is all about relaxing, and I know it's easier said than done with life at the moment, but the reason it's so important to relax before we go into a pelvic floor contraction is because our pelvic floor is linked to our fight and flight system. So if we are not relaxed, we're trying to do a pelvic floor contraction when the muscle's already partially contracted anyway. So you're not going to get the benefit of doing that pelvic floor contraction because it's already in a slightly contracted position. Let me just quickly show you on my arm. So nice, lovely, lengthened pelvic floor. So no worries in the world. Everything's lovely. We're nice and relaxed all the time. This is how our pelvic floor should be. The majority of us with life, let's call it, society, the stresses, home life, children, husbands, wives, all of it, our pelvic floor probably stays like this a lot of the time. And that's because it's linked to our fight and flight system. So when we're stressed, our pelvic floor is stressed. So what we need to do when we first start doing pelvic floor contractions is learn how to let it go. So when we do want that pelvic floor to kick in, it does this instead of just here. So if you've noticed that Kegels or pelvic floor contractions aren't working for you, it's probably because you're trying to strengthen it when it's already in a slightly contracted position. All right, less talking, more doing. What I'd like you to do is lie down with your knees bent. Place your head on something comfy. But I just want to run through this checklist. So, first off, just be really aware of your body. Have a feel of your feet, where they are. Are you on a bed? Are you on the floor? Can you feel what your feet are on? Have a feel of like your hips and your lower back resting down onto the mat and your upper back as well. And then what's your head resting on? What are your arms relaxing on? You can close your eyes if you want to. I want this to be a relaxing kind of, okay, I've got it. So I'm going to do this checklist. This is a checklist I go over and over again in my live classes. And I want this to be a niggly little thing in the back of your mind that you're always thinking of it. So first off, is my jaw relaxed? Are my neck and shoulders relaxed? Am I breathing with my diaphragm? It's always a biggie. And do I know what my pelvic floor's up to? Have I got a clue what it's doing? Probably not, and that's okay. So let's just relax that jaw and relax our neck and shoulders to start with. And then let's go into our 4-4 breathing pattern. So what you're going to do is breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 4 through your nose. Now, this is a really good breathing pattern to do throughout the day anyway, because it naturally takes you from a fight and flight situation to a rest and digest. And that's where I want you to be before you do a pelvic floor contraction. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. And I want you to imagine that air going all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And you're widening through your rib cage. So your rib cage is coming out to the sides. It's not your shoulders up by your ears. So I'm going to do it with you. We're going to breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out for 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out for 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. I'm just going to talk you through it. Now, you may have found when you do your breath in, you might get to 3 and be struggling a little bit. That will be because I'm getting you to kick that diaphragm in. And if you've had a very stressful morning or you're in a very stressful period of time, you're not using your diaphragm as well as you should. So keep going. Keep thinking of that air going down to the bottom of the lungs. Keep thinking of widening through your rib cage. Just keep thinking it will get there. So keep going with that 4-4 breathing pattern. And now I want you to imagine your pelvic floor, instead of being up around your belly button, it doesn't go that high. Just imagine. It's going to soften down towards your sit bones. And you may feel something, you may not, but imagine it because that's half of it. So we're going to do that 4-4 breathing and we're going to think about that pelvic floor relaxing. So when you first start setting yourself up for pelvic floor exercises, generally day to day, you're trying to do once a day, whatever, this is what I want you to do first. This reset, I call it, this body reset. We're going to relax our jaw, relax our neck and shoulders. We're going to go through that breathing and we're going to soften that pelvic floor. And in that position, then you can go into that pelvic floor contraction. But after every pelvic floor contraction, I want you to go back into that 4-4 breathing pattern for 2 more breath cycles. So a breath cycle is a breath in and a breath out. Just so that we make sure this pelvic floor isn't up here and it's nice and soft before we contract it again. All right then, good luck. Try and keep doing it throughout the day, because the more you do it, the easier it will become, and it will become more of a natural state for you to get in. It won't be so hard to get your diaphragm kicked in. It's something I am permanently trying to do every single day when I can remember, because I am a very tense person at times. Anyway, any questions, just reach out. Right, take care. Bye.